On this week's show, Liberty Football finds new ways to pour into its athletes, and field hockey secures an eye-catching win.
Plus, lace up your boots. We're headed to the farm to learn more about 2 track and field athletes, and one of your favorite segments makes its long-awaited return. This is Flame Central.
Welcome to the month of September. Woo! We made it. College football is finally here, and we can't wait to be a part of it. Welcome on into Flame Central. As always, alongside Emily Austin, I'm Matt Warner. And not to give too much away, but a certain Canadian may be joining us a little bit later.
No way, eh? I wonder who that could be. While we think about that, we kick off the show with some Liberty football, but not on the field. Our first story has to do with the classroom.
Yeah, every coach says they want to teach their athletes about more than just the game. But not every coach puts it into practice the way Liberty football coach Jamie Chadwell's doing. With more money being involved in college athletics than ever before, the Liberty coach is making sure his players have the knowledge to set themselves up for success.
I see gentlemen that are going to change the narrative of their family.
Rolls the pocket right, looking to throw, does so, end zone, it's up, and it's caught! Touchdown, Liberty!
Beliefs matter.
Flames down 8.
Before the age of 9.
Little razzle-dazzle here, they throw.
You guys have formed an opinion and a viewpoint
20-10 pylon
of money. Anybody in here saying, hey, my life is going to look different than what my family's life has looked like?
Stacey Rhodes is the executive director of the Center for Financial Literacy at Liberty University.
If we're going to look out for our family and our future self, we have to know what we're playing with.
And she's coaching up the Flames football team on the X's and O's of money management.
Everything from budgeting to debt to credit to investing. So all of the confusing pieces around money.
Yeah, it's like going out for a game and not having a game plan, right? Nobody would do that. Even as talented as your players are, you can't just say, hey, good luck and just roll the ball out. You got to have a plan for it.
Have y'all heard of an emergency savings fund before? Yep. Emergency is not for your emergency date or emergency sneaks or
Our staff, got together and we wanted to do something that not only could impact them now, but hopefully set them up to impact them for a long term.
How many of you guys have a credit card?
We want to build a hook and we want to expose that maybe they do have questions or let them admit that they don't know everything they need to know about money. And so with that, we didn't want to overcomplicate things by throwing different acronyms or different ideas at them. We wanted to build on what Coach is building.
And we want to try to give them a really good foundation and understanding of all the different things that they need to know to have a chance to be really successful. More importantly, significantly impact their family and their future.
The people who gave the money away were happier in the end. We are designed to have a generous spirit.
We get to invite God into the conversation and then talk about the practical application of His principles and His word.
Beliefs matter. What is your value system? You got to practice generosity. It doesn't matter. You say, oh, I'll be generous in the future. It starts today. That practice starts today. And it doesn't even have to be money. It can just be helping somebody out, giving food, whatever. Having a generous spirit will play out in the end and come back 100-fold.
In the summer of 2021, the NCAA Board of Directors issued a new policy that allowed all NCAA Division I, II, and III student athletes to be compensated for their name, image, and likeness. While each university can oversee the initial process, the money earned is managed by the athlete.
NIL was, I don't want to say it's a catalyst behind it, but it's more the forefront. So you know that they're talking about it, whether they have money or not, they're talking about having money. So we want to make sure they have a plan for it when they have it, when they get it, what they do with it, so they can maintain it and grow it.
Here's the deal. If you make more than $600 in an NIL contract, you have to pay taxes. Now, that includes meals.
Obviously, it's tough to talk about finance sometimes, but everyone goes through financial situation, and it's okay for us to start thinking about it early.
For me personally, it's kind of a gut check to see what you're doing with your money and There's a lot of decisions right now that I can make that's going to help me 10, 15, 20 years down the road. So putting those in place and starting that process now is very important for me.
I think this shows where Coach Chadwell's priorities are at. A lot of coaches say they want to help equip you and prepare you for life, and I think this is proof that he's doing just that.
Now, in a mutual fund, you typically have about 300 of these companies in a bunch.
I think it's part of our job beyond just coaching them in on the practice field, on the game field, in the weight room, coaching them in life.
And that's just powerful. And I think it continues to build culture and trust with them, where when you pour into them, they're just going to pour more back.
Wait a minute, we got Terrell Owens. Lost $80 million following a string of bad decisions.
They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Yep, it'll bump it down.
These people are so gracious to come in and spend their mornings with us, give us their time and their wisdom. And I think the dividends they're going to pay off from it are astronomical.
Cool, we'll see you next week. Thank you, guys.
Lights on 2, 1, 2, 5!
Thanks to our John Pratt for putting that great piece together. You know, you hear coaches say it all the time, their recruiting pitch. We care more about you off the field. Well, Coach Chadwell, he's really putting his money where his mouth is. And we've heard from multiple players how valuable this information has been, not only now, but in their futures as well.
No doubt. What is it we always say around here? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah,
Coach Chadwell identifies the Center for Financial Literacy right here on Liberty's campus. Says we're all one big team. Why don't you come pour into these athletes as well? And as you mentioned, they're going to see the value of it years down the road.
Great stuff. All right, let's get back to the playing
Let's do
field.
it.
Matt, far too often the offense is the focus of our conversation.
Yeah.
Quarterback battles,
Yeah.
flashy plays,
Love it.
touchdown grabs.
Yeah.
But what about the defense? They have feelings too. And on this week's Flame Central podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage, you of all people made sure the defense was getting the love and
That's what I do.
attention they deserve, even though head football coach, big offensive guy,
Yeah.
Jamie Chadwell was our guest.
How do you see the responsibilities divvied up on your coaching staff in terms of calling the defense? And as a head coach that's thought of as more of an offensive guy, how much input, how much do you kind of chime in within a game itself on the defensive side of the ball?
Coach McGee and Coach Krantz will handle the play calling for us on defense on game day. The only thing I typically try to focus on, I know enough defense to hurt somebody. That's about it. So I try not to do something I'm not. But what I look for, are we playing hard? Are we playing with unbelievable effort? And are we not doing foolish things? Foolish penalties, things of that, on both sides of the ball. We're playing hard and there's a penalty here for somebody playing hard, we'll figure that out. But I really focus on those things. And then really the management of it as far as, hey, am I anticipating would they go for it here on fourth down if I was in their shoes, or hey, look for a trick play. Some of those things from that standpoint. But I let them call it. So they've done a good job with that, of communicating and who's watching what. So I have 100% confidence in them.
Excited to see this defense continue to grow throughout the season. Hey, if you missed our entire conversation with Coach Chadwell, keep calm and go listen to it right now, wherever you get your podcast. While you're at it, just download and subscribe to Flame Central Podcast, powered by Alcova Mortgage. Matt, Joe, and I bring you laughs and lessons each and every week. You can watch it on YouTube as well.
Yeah, definitely check out the podcast. All right, let's talk some field hockey. The Liberty squad entered the week ranked number 14 in the country. And while they'd won their first 2 games of the season, I think it's fair to say they hadn't played as well as they would have liked. Well, that would have to change on Tuesday when the Flames travel down the road to take on number 6 Virginia. A key in field hockey, getting penalty corner opportunities. Liberty did, and they would cash in. First quarter, Bethany Dykema with the goal to put LU up 1-0. Jump to the second, another penalty corner opportunity, another Bethany Dykema goal. 2-0, Flames go on top. Then we'll take it to the third. The theme would continue. A penalty corner converted into another Liberty goal. This time it's Lexi Hostler getting the job done, and the Flames go on the road and secure a top 10 victory. They take it by the final of 3-1.
Well, great. Now that Bethany Dykema had that kind of performance against a number 6 ranked team, her favorite moment in this next feature could be in jeopardy. But then again, as a senior on a squad that has had so much success the last few years, these big moments come more often than you may think. And Bethany's will bring us back to the 2021 season against Providence.
My name is Bethany Dykema. I'm a center back for Liberty Field Hockey, and my favorite moment in a Flames uniform was the 2021 game against Providence.
And Flames winners of 9 in a row, and we're underway.
So it was actually the tail end of the season, right before Big East conference play. So we had to secure that win to get the #1 bid for the Big East Conference.
And there's a shot score. Providence on the board early. Shot score by Providence.
We went down 2 goals, so they were executing really well. But we went into the third quarter, now we were down by 1, but we still only had about 15, 17 minutes left in the actual game.
These kind of games right now, the way Providence is playing, shows that paper means nothing. Shot save again by Porter.
I was a center back, but somehow I ended up underneath our attacking 25. So in the circle, I got the ball on my stick, and it was kind of out in front of me. And it was kind of a dinky shot at first, and the goalie rebounded it right to me in the air, and I just kind of one-time slap shot, and it actually ended up going in the cage.
Flames have it momentarily in there. Shot score! Flames tie it up at 2. No quit by these Flames. Bethany Dykema tying things up with 1:05 to go in this third quarter.
She was not going to let that ball out of the circle until it was in the back of the cage. Great work by Bethany Dykema.
And I remember being so excited that moment. I turned around just to find whoever I could to celebrate, and Jill was right behind me, arms wide open, super excited. We had just tied the game, and honestly, I think it was a momentum shift for me and the team that really projected us to end up winning that game 5-2. So it was just a really cool moment that I got to be a part of.
Wondering where the offense was for most of the day. Well, I think they found it.
That game was a turning point for our team. We took that into our postseason because there were many times in our postseason that we were either tied or down goals that we had to find a way to push past the adversity and push past the deficits to ultimately going all the way to the national championship that year.
No quit by these Flames. Bethany Dykema.
From the field hockey pitch to the soccer pitch, on Monday night, the Flames hosted Belmont Abbey. Frankly, this was a game Liberty should win, and they did. The scoring started with Gabe Finley burying the penalty kick. The Flames would lead 1-0 at the half. Second half, another PK opportunity. This time, it was Luke Everly putting it in the back of the net. Belmont Abbey would score to make it 2-1, but Michael Huss was like, enough messing around. Let's get out of here. Go get some shakes at Cookout. Liberty wins at 3-1. They begin the season with a perfect 2-0 record.
I still haven't had a shake at Cookout. But anyway, to the volleyball court, the Lady Flames opened their season with a perfect 3-0 start after sweeping Bucknell, Gardner-Webb, and Stony Brook to claim the home tournament title. Senior Delaney Dilfer would be voted the tournament MVP and best setter. She was also named the CUSA Setter of the Week. You may remember Dilfer was named the 2022 ASUN Setter of the Year, so it looks like she's picked up right where she left off last season. The Lady Flames are packing their bags. The next 11 matches, Matt, are on the road. Did you get the invite to the one in Hawaii?
I did. You didn't?
Mine got lost in the mail, apparently.
All right, Liberty swimming and diving now. You know, they've won the last 5 CCSA conference titles. There won't be a 6th straight, but that's only because the Flames have a new conference home. Liberty announcing this week that they're joining the ASUN beginning this season. This is the first time the ASUN has ever sponsored swimming, and joining the Flames will be some familiar names: FGCU, Bellarmine, Gardner-Webb, North Florida, Queens, and UNC Asheville. Flames head coach Jake Schellenberger says this move was a logical progression for the program, and they're grateful for the new conference home. All right, coming up, see how life on the farm has taught a pair of Liberty throwers the value of hard work and determination.
Plus, it's the return of one of the most iconic segments in Flames Central history. Warm Hot Fuego is just moments away.
So our daughter Bella did LUOA and she absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and all our kids, it was a little bit different how they did school because when they were in school, Duck Dynasty was going on.
For Bella, it worked out for us to just kind of go all the way homeschool, which that flexibility of being able to do school online and travel with us when she wanted to travel was just a really great blessing. And that's a great thing that LUOA offers is you can kind of move at your own pace, move faster if you need to.
So yeah, that certainly matched up for her.
Flexibility was
for sure
a key. So to be able to have LUOA to like guide her and have actual real life teachers and a whole framework set up was really, really helpful. I would say doing the online academy really prepared Bella for college. It actually, it's a lot of hard work, but the teachers are so great at helping you through it, helping you kind of through that learning curve. And I definitely feel like it really prepared her for what was to come for a college career.
God's calling for your life can be specific. And at Liberty, we are committed to equipping you to pursue that calling. Choose from more than 350 unique programs of study, or design your own major through interdisciplinary studies, and be confident your major is the perfect fit. No matter how specific your calling, you'll find a program of study to match at Liberty University and become your best as a champion for Christ.
Welcome back to Flames Central. Our next feature will take you to the mountains of West Virginia, to a farm where hard work, determination, and the importance of family would be instilled, to a place where Liberty track and field teammates and brothers John and Christian Hicks would grow up, and where they would be molded into who they are, what they do, and why they do it.
As the sun comes up over the mountains of West Virginia, you can bet the day has already begun on the 7 Mile Hickory Farm.
We like to have big breakfast. Corn cakes and biscuits in the oven.
For Liberty throwers John and Christian Hicks, days begin right here around the kitchen table with a word of gratitude for all that God has given them.
We've certainly been blessed with this farm. Our family bought this land in the 1800s, and we've been farming it ever since. Certainly have a lot of pride in where we've grown up, and have a lot of respect for the land and for those before us that made it possible for us to grow up in this environment.
Each morning, since they've been old enough to tie their own boots, the Hicks brothers and their family have been pouring themselves into the farm.
I remember growing up, we would kind of just follow Dad around, and I always thought it was really cool and continue to think that.
Always busy and always finding new tasks to do. As much as you want to work, there's that much more work to do, so definitely stay busy.
Some days you wake up and you're like, man, kind of tired today, but it's just something you have to do, and if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you, so it just kind of teaches you to never give up and get it done.
And on this day, moving a herd of cattle was at the top of the to-do list.
We're going to bring them on across here, and hopefully they come over pretty easily. About 40 head of cattle. Hopefully the four-wheeler makes it across.
A couple of the biggest things I would take away from growing up on a farm, you've been instilled with hard work, the tenacity to never give up, and if you're going to do something, you do something right. Those three traits, of course there's many others, are key things that have helped me in my college career and will continue to help me through the rest of my adult life.
Traits that the brothers carry from one job right into the next.
Hardest task, probably hot August days when it's 100 degrees and 90% humidity, working on fence and no shade, and digging holes and tamping posts and stretching wire and hammering staples. That's probably the hardest day, but it's also very rewarding.
Rewarding because of who they do it for and who they do it with.
We're all working towards the same goal, and just working together as a team and as a family especially. We're just able to get a lot more things accomplished, and working with each other day by day, you just get so close to one another, and it's really cool to work side by side with all them.
Soon enough, the Hicks boys will trade their farm responsibilities for a different kind of work as they return to compete for Liberty Track and Field. But while they may be leaving the farm never really leaves them.
Traveled all around the world, and this is my favorite place in the world. So I love being at school and I love Liberty, but at the same time I'm always thinking of home and continuing to follow in the footsteps of those that have come before us and kind of to make a place for generations to come, hopefully.
Some of the best food I've ever eaten in my life came at the Hicks farm. Just an absolutely great family. All right, hey, you see Rhett McGibbon is here. That can only mean one thing. Warm, Hot, and Fuego is back. Rhett has been hibernating all summer long.
That's right.
Just waiting to come out for this. Yeah. Now, that's usually the top player moment of the past week in Liberty Athletics. But since it's early in the year, what are we looking at this week, Rhett?
Yeah, we're looking at breakout players for this fall. Not talking about winter.
Right.
Just
this
the fall.
Okay. So, and we go warm, hot, and the ultimate honor in Fuego.
Exactly. Now, there's a lot of teams out there that have started off really strong. You see Liberty Athletics undefeated to this point. So you could have looked at volleyball. A lot of honorable mentions here. Fortunately, we don't have time for all those, right?
We just got 3.
Yeah.
There's no participation trophy here.
Exactly.
Warm, hot, and Fuego. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's start with warm. Who are we looking at?
Women's soccer here, the native of Hillsborough, North Carolina, Ivy Gardner.
Yeah.
They say that Hillsborough is a haven for artists.
I've heard that.
Well, artistry on the field for her so far this season. This young lady, you want some size on the wing, but you also need that speed factor too, right? You saw in that goal right there. This young lady, she's got some wheels. Like she gets a touch near the outside, and she can drive to the net with reckless abandon. And those backs, they're gonna have to be careful. Like, look at it, just overpowering, knocks her down. Love it, solid strike. She has been really strong. Coach Wiedemeyer said we're gonna need some offense from her. She has provided. I'm excited to see what she does this season because this is a team that scores by committee. I think Ivy Gardner has the potential to be the leading scorer at the end of the year.
Coach Wiedemeyer's got things rolling with that program. All right, from warm to hot, who we got?
All right, football, Quentin Cooley.
Okay.
All right, Bailey, North Carolina. Look at the population, 566 people.
Yeah.
I was looking around like, what's in this place? Tracy's Cafe. Looks like a real dive, but I think you get good food there. So, hey, if we ever go.
That's always eyeing good food spots.
Right?
Yeah.
If little trip back really quick, okay? I'm thinking about like Shedro, all right? Smaller back. You have not had a guy in Liberty's program like Quentin Cooley in a while. He is just a piece of meat. He's that guy on, third.
Small but powerful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On third downs, he is just going to punch it in the face, smack it, and drive it in there. I'm really excited to see how he's used. Now, there's a stable of backs in Liberty's program this year, but really excited to see just the power game that he brings. Yes, he might be small. Mighty Mouse. He packs a big punch. I'm excited about this.
All right, finally, your number one breakout candidate for the fall sports season is who?
All right, it's a senior. How often do you go to a senior for a breakout campaign? But I really believe this is the year for Gabe Finley.
Okay.
I was thinking about this, all right? Sometimes you think, okay, a guy comes in, he's the coach's son too, which kind of brings a little bit of like pressure along with it. But I'm like, you know what? Gabe Finley is the Kyle Rode of Liberty men's soccer.
Wow, I like that.
You could, you expect a lot from Kyle Rode. You think sometimes maybe he could score a little bit more. You think that with Gabe too, but he is a workhorse. Like he is grinding away. They moved him to the middle from forward. He gets more touches, and you're already seeing the benefits like you did against St. Peter's. What a strike there inside the post. Absolutely beautiful shot. I think he's going to be the OVC Player of the Year.
Wow, okay. Rhett going out on a limb. Big things to come.
Yes.
Rhett, great job as always. Look forward to another season of Warm, Hot, and Fuego as well. All right, hey, still to come, we tell you how your Liberty game day can get even better. That's when Flame Central returns.
Welcome to Liberty University's online programs, where living out your calling with integrity is what you train to do. And getting ready for the future doesn't mean missing out on the now. Because a university is more than buildings and books. And an education should set you free, not fence you in. Welcome to Liberty's global campus, where distance learning was pioneered and evolved into one of the top-ranked schools in the nation. Where protecting your budget, your time, and your education isn't just a theory, it's our priority. Here, degrees in your field reflect industry demands and help you get ahead of the competition. Where college comes to you, but you can come to college too. Game day, homecoming, graduation day. Your school, your values, your experience, your choice. Welcome to Liberty University, where we train champions for Christ.
So you're looking for a university that's perfect for you, a school that has anything you could possibly need.
Anything?
You want a place that has the programs you want to study, and maybe a few more, just in case you change your mind.
I think I'm going to sign up for the fashion design program.
All right. A place with state-of-the-art facilities. I mean, look at this campus.
And who doesn't love big-time sports?
And great recreational activities.
Okay, now we're on a roll. Somewhere you can hike, slide, strike, shoot, climb, eat, and most importantly, eat. You want a place that takes you to space? Okay, maybe not, but we can teach you how to fly, or pastor a church, or run a business. And all that with a great view? Yeah, I think I know a place.
At Liberty University, we don't just believe everyone should have access to higher education, we make it happen. That's why we are offering our Middle America Scholarship to help families like yours by providing over $20,000 over the course of 4 years. Money should not hold you back from the life-changing experience at Liberty University. Find out if you qualify for the Middle America Scholarship today.
William Byron wins it at Atlanta. Hugs that white line, drifts up and comes to the line. Wins it.
Hey, welcome back to the show. We're about out of time, but we want to remind everyone about the new football pregame show called Flames Central Game Day. We're taking game day on the mountain to a whole new level.
That's right. What's fall in football without Flames Central? We'll be live from Williams Stadium every home game 1 hour before kickoff. Our favorite Canadian, Rhett McGibbon, will host the show. Plus, we'll have big-name guest appearances, expert analysis, highlights, exclusive interviews, all the sights and sounds to get you ready for kickoff.
You can watch on the Liberty Flames YouTube channel, Facebook Live, or the Liberty Flames Twitter or X account. And don't forget to come by the set and say hello. We'll be at the southeast corner of the stadium. Hey, also don't forget, check out the website for any of our stories you might have missed. LibertyFlamesCentral.com is your one-stop shop.
And of course, the Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. Now that football's back, we're going to have some great content and great guests, so be sure to download and subscribe. It's a Flame Central podcast powered by Alcova Mortgage. For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you right back here next week.
You might have heard some things about Liberty University, like how we're just a little Christian school in the middle of nowhere. And there's nothing to do here. I mean, come on. You know us. Boring.
Boring?
Yeah. They say we don't work as hard, think as hard, try as hard.
I object.
The truth is, well, we might surprise you.